What's Gucci, guys? So today's video will be a juicy one. An LSE portrait. Yep, we need to keep the portraits common. So let's get into it. So we're gonna be starting with the super ego block as usual, aka the cope first, guys. You all know this. Let's look how FE role will manifest itself. Now, LSE's emotions are grumpy, and this ends up influencing the environment negatively. They experience a lot of irritability and annoyance when people are trying to change their bad mood. They are angry and they can impose this anger on other people. If the LSE is a father, maybe they have a child, the LSE will tell the kid to stop crying. And this is really because it annoys them a lot. They don't tolerate loud expressions of emotion. They dislike loud music and they often listen to the same music that they've listened to when they were teenagers. And even doing this shit throughout their whole life. This is because their FE is blocked with an I. They are very critical to music because they're sensitive to it. Their musical taste is very personal, but lacks any nuance or clear understanding of musical tones. Unless, obviously, the LSE is an experienced musician. They will follow norms in this area. The LSE might be angry, but they will repress their anger in order to be socially correct. Even when the LSE will show its anger, they are trying to control the anger in order not to destroy the emotional atmosphere of the environment.
If you want to be a champion, you cannot have any kind of an outside negative force coming in and affect you. Okay, let's say before a contest, if I get emotionally involved with a girl, that can have a negative effect on my mind and therefore destroy my workout. So therefore I have to cut my emotions off and be kind of cold in a way. If somebody steals my car rights outside of my door right now, I don't care. You know, I can be bothered with that. When my father died, because my mother called me on the phone and she said, you know, your dad died. And this was exactly 2 months before a contest. She says, do you come home to the funeral? I said, no. It's too late, you know, he's dead, there's nothing to be done. That actually caused one of the greatest conflicts with my girlfriend, because she just looked at me and she said, it doesn't bother you? I mean, you know, your father died.
If the LSE tells a joke, it's not usually to make people laugh. In fact, it can be maybe because they're angry and they're trying to offend someone. If someone laughs, it's more of a consequence rather than the LSE trying to do that on purpose or that reaction being the end goal. If the LSE judges someone as whiny or sensitive, then this person has no value for the LSE. Regardless of how competent, how productive, or how amazing this individual is in those areas that maybe even should matter. They can be empathetic, but their empathy doesn't really come off as empathy. The LSE judges people as good or evil in a very black and white way. This does not come from an attitude, but rather through their rigidity about someone's emotional impulses. They believe people who are evil on the inside will always be evil. So the LSE considers evil really everything that deviates from their sense of what is socially accepted as good behavior. Then we go to the vulnerable, which is going to be an I. The LSE is not sure what time it is if they don't have a clock. They rather judge the time based on maybe their surroundings or environment, like the weather or the strength of the sun. They do not want to be reminded of their own or other people's schedules. The LSE is not prone to be late at work, and this is because they're afraid of not being there on time. The LSE is a traditionalist. They value the process that was done over time, and they don't want to deviate from those processes. Especially if the LSE is religious, they will value the tradition of their religion, and they will always go to church at least once a week, because that is how things were done, and that is how they should be done. They are skeptical of progression, how events will develop over time. They prefer things that can be factually verified in the present moment. The LSE doesn't understand the course of time between events, and if they are a historian, they need to meticulously study every single event, every fact, and how it led to a consequence. They are afraid of past events repeating in the future, but they lack a sense of whether what they do is going to be positive or negative for the future. They are afraid of acting impulsively because they are afraid of consequences. That's why they stick to doing things in more thoughtful and methodical fashion. And then we have the ego block, which is the Big Daddy Dom energy block, swinging my dick however I want block. It starts with TE leading. Here the LSE is completely confident. They know whether a method is factual or not. They're not scared to impose methods on other people. They are natural enhancers of methods of work. They often end up correcting people based on their methods. The LSE often believes that work is meaning of life, and that work, hard work especially, can build character, and it is a way to achieve certain self-actualization.
Arnold, no matter what you do, be useful. And I was willing to work hard if it is going to school full-time and sometimes part-times, if it is working on construction, if it is going to acting class, if it is going to speech class, to accent removal classes, 24 hours a day, but then I accomplished my goals.
The LSE imposes laws and rules. They are the most common type found among judges.
You sound like a fool.
I don't, because I know what I'm saying.
Are you trying to sound like a fool? You sound like a fool.
I'm trying to sound what it is.
You sound like a fool.
That's your opinion.
No, my opinion's the only one that counts.
LSE is also a good organizer of people's activities. They will tell other people how to work and how to do things. They know how to maximize efficiency.
That gives us 40 minutes to get the fuck out of Dodge. Which, if you do what I say, when I say it, should be plenty. You two. Take the body, stick it in the trunk. Now, Jimmy, this looks to be a pretty domesticated house. That would lead me to believe that in the garage, you're under the sink, you got a bunch of cleaners and cleansers and shit like that?
Yeah, Mr. Wolf, under the sink.
Good. All you two fellas to do is take those cleaning products and clean the inside of the car. I'm talking fast, fast, fast. Get it straight, Buster. I'm not here to say please. I'm here to tell you what to do. And if self-preservation is an instinct you possess, you better fucking do it and do it quick. If I'm curt with you, it's because time is a factor. I think fast, I talk fast. And I need you guys to act fast if you want to get out of this.
They want people to do things as they tell them. LSE cannot stand charlatans, cheaters, liars, people who take shortcuts. They believe that work should always follow methods and should be done step by step. There should be no corners cut whatsoever.
If you're chasing money, it runs. All right? If you're making money, it's different. All right? So for people that are entrepreneurs, there's no cut in the corner. There's no magic bullet. There's no cheat sheet. It's really simple, as complex as it may sound. Hard work. Work hard. Believe in yourself.
The LSE differs from the LIE, which is more concerned with, the most pragmatic solution to a situation, even if it involves cutting corners and flexible methods. This is because the LIE is more concerned about finishing the project as fast as possible so then he can move to another project. The LSE is in this way. They're more concerned about doing things the correct way. And those who defy the LSE's methods often can experience LSE's rage or anger aimed at them. They are not upset when methods are changing. In fact, they will themselves change methods when necessary. The LSE is a perfectionist at work, and they value facts over subjective opinion.
But if you are going to dictate to me that I'm supposed to pretend that men are women and women are men, no. My answer is no. I'm not going to modify basic biology because it threatens your subjective sense of what you are.
Then we have creative, which is a psi. They know how to enhance their own or other people's quality of space. How to create a comfortable environment for their loved ones or even for themselves. Create an environment for their subordinates to work more productively. They could work the whole day and they still will feel that it's not finished. The LSE knows how to create that comfortable environment in order not to get tired from working. Their space must be clean and transmit a good feeling to everyone. They are perfectionistic with their space.
I want these guys to know I mean fucking business. A clean means a proper clean. Okay, when I say clean, I mean clean, yeah? Guys, let's go. These guys are professional steam cleaners, yeah? Guys, kitchen straight through there.
It wasn't just cleaners, it was cleaners plus. They're dressed like people from Star Wars, for God's sake.
And you guys are doing it with them, yeah?
The LSE must always be aesthetically satisfied with their space. They wouldn't wear something uncomfortable just because it looks beautiful. The LSE would rather wear something that's comfortable, formal, and they expect the same formality from other people. They can be quite sensitive to the well-being of other people or their own, but they will only take care of other people if it means that they need to recharge to become more productive. The LSE criticizes aesthetics, but not because they are objectively ugly, but because they make the LSE feel weird. It's not about the object's external appearance as much as it is the LSE's sensory experience. So yes, an LSE lives in the present and is in touch with their surroundings. They know how to influence what is happening in the present moment, but they do not have the same confidence when it comes to influencing time. Then we have the super id block, super ID block, super id block, which is going to be the suggestive, which is Suggestive Fi. LSE has no idea about relationships. They have no idea whether they're intimately close to people or not. They don't have an opinion about this, and they do not enforce this on anyone. If the LSE's partner doesn't express love for them, the LSE will only feel helpless, and they will not know how to demand love from their partner. They do not know whether they love someone or hate someone. They have no idea about their likes or dislikes. They don't express them. If the LSE's friend mistreats them, the LSE might not even notice it. They don't set up any standards or limits in relationships. The LSE is never sure whether their friends care about them or not. And they can even feel the same way towards their own friends. The same thing applies to all of their relationships, including obviously romantic relationship, which is why they need their dual, who's an EII. EII is gonna give them that reinforcement of love, teach them how to love and be loved. Then we have the mobilizing, which would be NE. The LSE is afraid that their capabilities and abilities will be criticized. That's why they show what is strictly enough. If the LSE is an accountant, they will only show enough to be seen as someone with specific traits and qualities. They will not overwork to show off their qualities, but sometimes they can end up expressing more than they should. Then they can either receive positive or negative feedback about their abilities. Though it's important to mention that they're always worried that their abilities are not enough, which is why you'll see LSEs working in the same position for years, because they don't know whether they should try something new or something different or not. They don't reflect much about their personality. They often have a hard time with reflection, and they wish they were not this way. They wish they could access their potential abilities with less difficulty. Here they unconsciously seek for the EII to invade their relationships and personality as a way to enhance the LSE's ethical qualities.
Was that a turning point for you?
It was a huge turning point.
Another turning point was the encouragement he got from a high school teacher. She had seen him rapping and watched as big crowds gathered around him.
Miss Martinez was the one that told me, are you doing this every day? You're attracting this many people a day here, and 150, 200 kids will come watch us every day, 3 times a day. And she said, if you're attracting this many kids, you got talent. It was so special to have somebody really say, hey, all I want from you is when you win an award one day, just mention my name and say thank you, because I believe in you.
We're making history together. He thanks her in part by focusing on education.
Then we have the id block, which we have obviously ignoring, and it's going to be ignoring TI. The LSE is the most adaptable to hierarchy from all the types. They instantly adapt to what is necessary of them within a system. They defend and want to preserve the system rules with responsibility. It's important for the LSE to fulfill the system's needs.
Concerns about your intentions. It is the chaplain's responsibility to ensure our chapter remains pure, not yours. Your erratic behavior is plain for all to see. And now, I find you have a history of it. I am doing my duty, as I was then, protecting a system from ruin.
They want to occupy a position in a way to help others organize according to the external needs. The LSE does not impose the sense of logic on anyone. They would rather listen and take into account other people's logic. LSE's logic is limited to their leading. LSE will only enforce this if it is required of them in a certain position. This is not something that they would do on their own. They will conform to the hierarchy of a family or a tribe, community, work. They submit to the law, and they actually think it's a good thing that others do so too. The LSE is a principled individual. Their relationship with the law of their respective system is often very positive. They want to follow the rules correctly, and they think people who do not follow the rules are often somewhat evil. Then we have the demonstrative, which is obviously SE. That's the swinging his motherfucking dick, I guess, to earn praise for his dick or something. Yep. Here the LSE likes to show off, to demonstrate their quality of objects to other people. The LSE likes to buy clothes of high quality, and they do want others to notice that those clothes are made from exceptional material. If the LSE has a car, they will clean it every day. They'll make sure it's shiny, and they will show it to people. Look, this is my car. I clean it every day. They're gonna be proud of how untouched their car looks, and they want to be complimented by that. The LSE will impose their will on other people, and they have a hard time controlling how pushy they are with people. They often sound quite assertive and energetic. They want to be noticed by their energy and willpower. LSE can only work properly for a hierarchy of society if they are pressuring people enough. Their energy can sound almost a bit forced, unnatural. The LSE is often a lover of money, but they will only spend a lot of money to buy a beautiful object. If not, they will be more economical, and they will also want to be seen and noticed by how responsible they are with managing money. Guys, that's it from me for today. This is the LSE Big Daddy Dom Chadwick. Anyway, I'm out. Ciao, see you, and I'm bouncing.